Hi there, Fred, FR5ED, 5 is silent, here to do a beer review. Um, this is one that I've seen several times. I've never tried it. Whenever I go to the Cigar City tap room, which I do on a fairly regular basis when I pass through that part of the state, um, I've seen this Jose Marti. Now, it's a porter, an American porter, and as you may have guessed by looking at all my beer reviews up till now, 99.99% of them are IPAs. And this is a porter. Well, I picked this up as a single, when I was getting a six pack of singles at Total Wine the other day, and this happens to say robustly hopped. Well, let me just read you a little excerpt from Beer Advocate. It's rated a 91 there, by the way, and that's after 185 reviews. But listen to this as I go off camera. This is a heavily hopped, high gravity porter, and it's rated at 8%, so high gravity, featuring the hopping levels of an IPA. Okay. With the rich and roasty malt profile of a robust porter. Heavy hop rates, while uncommon in today's porters, were not unknown historically, and recipes from the British porter producers of the 1800s evidence hopping rates far in excess of what is common for the style today. So this is an American porter, and while porters have been around a long time and very much the Great Britain style, this by Cigar City has been heavily hopped, and I am very anxious to try this because I've had several stouts and porters lately, just to kind of balance out my seeming fanaticism for IPAs. I realize I need to broaden the palate, open up, try more styles, and not just be a very one-dimensional craft beer aficionado. So let's give this a try. Obviously, much darker than my IPAs, but it's looking very much like a typical stout or porter. All right. This pours very dark. Couple fingers of a tan, light brown head. Get that up there where you can see it. I'm going to see if I can see some light through it. Hang on. Very, 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 very dark. I couldn't see, when I held it up to a light source, I couldn't see any light through it. So that's why it's pretty much looking black, brownish black on your screen. Anyway, let's give it a smell. Definitely smell the dark roasted malts. Definitely. I mean, I'm smelling a stout. I'm smelling a porter. Those dark chocolatey, coffee, espresso, dark notes. But I'm also smelling some hops, not like an IPA. There's so much of the dark roast coming through that the hops I have to hunt for. Okay. Citrus, floral, melon, but again, I can't smell it and expect like an IPA that's all I'm going to get. I'm having to hunt for those notes. Let's taste it. This is what I'm anxious to try. Wow. Hang on. I have to spend some time with this. I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm on a date right now. What a blend. And interestingly, hang on, I'll tell you what that's about. That is so complex. You can turn and focus on the dark roasted malt. In other words, I'm drinking a porter. I'm drinking a stout. I get that and I taste it. But I've got bitterness right now from those hops. Now, I didn't get the big citrus, melon, pineapple, floral taste in there. The taste is pretty dominant with the dark roast, with the porter slash stout taste. But wow, there are definitely the bitter the bitter notes from the alpha acids from the hops in there that you don't normally get from a stout. So it's a very interesting combination. Now, when I said it's interesting, there was another flavor that hit me. Now, I occasionally have a cigar. I used to have regular cigars. Now it's kind of infrequent, just special occasion stuff. But I tasted, and it's ironic that it's Cigar City Brewing. I wasn't even thinking of that, but I actually tasted something in there that just reminded me of cigar. I don't taste tobacco. I don't taste smoke. But there was something in there that, and it could be the Maduro cigars that I have, the dark cigars that sometimes have a coffee chocolate essence to them, because this definitely has the dark chocolate coffee espresso essence. There may have been that correlation, but anyway, I would definitely get this again. When I rate this on a 5-star scale, excuse me. Actually, I should never say excuse me. You know the expression, that's not bad manners. That's just good beer. Rating this, I can't compare it to IP. I have to compare it within its genre, that being a porter / stout. Let me think of it in that regard. Which is hard to do because it's a hybrid. It's a porter IPA. It's not a black IPA. Well, I've had several black IPAs. Wow. I can't really compare it to those because this is really categorized as a porter. That's hoppy. The other, there was one other in particular I had, I think it was from Tampa Bay Brewing, that was classified as a black IPA. And I was looking for an IPA with a little, touch of dark roast malts. And what I got was what tasted like a stout or a porter with some extra hops. That's interesting because if I went back and tasted that again, thinking that it was a porter that had extra hops like this, I might have rated that one more favorably. But because I was told it was an IPA and I was expecting that, I didn't get it. Anyway, this I would get again. I love Cigar City anyway. I really do. This is, and I can't wait to taste their French oak version of this. Wow, that's got to be good. That's going to have some vanilla in it, I guess. But anyway, I would rate this 3.75. And again, I'm not very versed in stouts and porters yet, and probably the hops are drawing me towards the higher end of the scale there. I don't know. Maybe once I have many other porters and stouts, I might rate this even higher, but I'm going to give it a 3.75. I recommend you try it. That is Jose Marti, American Porter, robustly hopped by Cigar City Brewing. This is Fred, FR5ED, over and out.